not well. I guess we can talk about Felipe. I was going to do the Japan one, but yeah, Tom Phillips.
We love you, Tom.
Wow,
it's a travesty.
I'm shocked on how little coverage this has really gotten. It's kind of been brushed off, but it is a sham and a shame that Tom Phillips, somebody who really worked hard, put in the time and effort, was fired by the WWE. It makes no sense.
He legit fired.
Yeah, legit gone. I mean, this is a tragedy. This is a major loss. I mean, this guy was good on the mic. He did fantastic. In my opinion, I thought he was setting up to be the next Michael Cole. Because Michael Cole eventually is going to go, and I thought they were setting up Tom Phillips to fill that role. Now, I don't know who's going to fill that role.
On Raw, so right now on Raw, they released the other guy that
well, he was not there long. He was not there long.
It reminds me of the guy, Kofi Kingston, remember? Jamaican me crazy, yeah. Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. But
but we have Michael Cole and Corey Graves, which I love them together. So just leave them. I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is you don't need three.
A third person.
You don't need three, but I just think that this is massive and really is sad that they are acting like it's not a big deal.
Where's Byron?
Well, I have no idea. But
Byron Saxton, we need you.
Well, and that's the thing is like one of the last people to go should be people like Tom Phillips in WWE. This guy is doing his job. I don't understand.
Well, he's a wrestling commentator. Beautiful.
And he's been there for a long time, since 2012. Why is he going? Why are they firing him? What are the reasons?
Yeah.
And the insane budget cuts. Hey, Vince, stop lying. Hey, here's the thing, Vince, if you're setting up the company to sell it, just say that. Say we're trying to trim the fat so we can show high profits to sell the company. But don't lie to us and say you're cutting people because of budget cuts, because the last people you should be firing is people like Tom Phillips. I think that somebody, I'm going to be honest, I think somebody at corporate or one of the other announcers wanted him gone, because that makes no sense. He did nothing wrong.
No,
he was a good worker. He's worked on Raw, SmackDown, commentating backstage. He's done everything fantastic. There's not any slip up major that I could find that he did to get him fired. Somebody at corporate had it out for Tom Phillips.
I have to ask you this. I'm not a Pat McAfee fan.
No,
you say you are.
I'm not. No, I'm not. What are you talking about?
No.
I said no.
I said people like him.
People like Tom, and I don't get it. I don't.
So Pat McAfee.
They like him.
How long is this guy's contract?
No, he's there
forever.
It's there. I mean, they love him, and I don't understand why. And this is what's weird.
All the wrestling guys, Sam Roberts.
Pat McAfee should not be in that position. It is an unearned position.
Maybe Sam Roberts is like, why?
I'm sorry, folks. I hate to burst your bubble, but because somebody's famous in another sport doesn't give them the right to come into wrestling and get a position like that's a coveted position.
Do you think
that should have been Tom Phillips? That should have been Tom Phillips' position.
100%.
Pat McAfee didn't earn that position, Vince. Tom Phillips did. And for you to fire Tom Phillips and hire Pat McAfee is a shame. It's a shame. I'm going to say no, it's a fucking shame. And excuse my language. It should have never happened. It should have never, and you should be ashamed, Vince. You really should. Tom Phillips did nothing but help your company. He was always cheerful. And from everything I've read, not one time ever provided a problem.
He dressed really nice. He was great on the mic. He called it.
But you hire Pat McAfee. Why? Because he's got a big podcast? You know what, Vince? I find it funny. If you want people to have big podcasts and you want people to have big presence online, then why don't you fucking let them do Twitch, YouTube, Cameo then, Vince? If that's what you want, if you want people to have a social media presence, then let your superstars do it. Okay? Because that's the only reason you care about Pat McAfee is because he's got a big audience. But guess what? Your wrestlers can't build big audiences because you're limiting them. So then you punish people that, they don't have a lot of traction. Well, they can't get traction, Vince, if you're not allowing them to. But guess what? You let Pat McAfee come in there. You wouldn't have cared about Pat McAfee if he was just a regular NFL guy that was a fan. You only cared because he had an audience. And guess what? When that audience dries up, you're going to throw him out. That's what's sad, is that you actually don't care about Pat McAfee. You care about his podcast.
Yeah, Pat McAfee.
Sorry, I'm cussing, folks. It's ridiculous.
Sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Because Tom Phillips should have never been fired. And the fact that people are not outraged about this and putting the line in the sand, it should have been a line in the sand right here. Okay, no, we're done, folks. Tom Phillips is the last straw.
Yeah, we love
We'll
you,
take
man.
Samoa Joe. We'll take Samoa Joe. But when you're firing good, decent people that literally have done nothing, like Tom Phillips, that's where I'm shocked. I'm calling out WrestleMania. I was shocked. Little tidbit at the end. Oh, he was fired. That's it. Yeah. That's it. And went on. I mean, literally, I want to say less than a minute.
You know, my favorite thing about Pat McAfee is that he kicked the ball.
Yeah. I mean,
hey, you know what? I'm not convinced that he's anything special.
No, I'm not either.
How much you want to bet was a Triple H thing?
I know. I think.
Do you think Vince even pays attention?
I think somebody in corporate. I don't know if it's true, but somebody's. Oh, look, he's got the numbers. He's got all this. But I don't understand if that's what you care about. If you care about that, he's got a big podcast, Pat Mac. It's huge. But if that's what you care about, then why aren't you allowing your superstar to? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. If you care about them having big podcasts and big streams and all this stuff, then why aren't you allowing your wrestlers to do that so they can have that?
Corporate control.
That's what
They're a bunch of jerks.
That's what I don't understand. But here's the thing. So now is Pat McAfee's on there. So what happens to his podcast? What happens to his stuff? That's what I don't get.
That's a great point.
And it's an insult to the wrestlers. It's an insult to people like Tom Phillips. So you hire someone like Pat McAfee. You hire someone like Eva Marie. That's what I don't get.
WWE, you shouldn't have let Renee go. Renee Young.
No.
You should have offered her whatever she asked for. Whatever she asked for. So Renee was one of my favorite people, and I love watching
Golden Goose. You let the Golden Goose go. But Renee Young, Tom Phillips, you let people
Phillips,
go.
Yeah.
You let people go that could have actually helped your commentary and your back. These are people that you know can do the job.
Do you think Samoa Joe even wanted to do commentary?
No, he probably wanted to wrestle. But I guarantee you if they offered him enough money, he would have done it.
It's always that, yeah.
Here's the thing, folks. I don't care what anybody tells you. This is about money.
Money, yeah, of course. Yep.
It ain't about nothing else. Anybody tries to lie to you, say, oh, it's about the business and the sport. They're lying. They're lying because they don't. It's about money. That's why I've always loved Kevin Nash, because he said it's about the money. It's about the money. It ain't about nothing else. It's just like what he said in an interview when WWE bought WCW. They said, oh, well, we'll offer you half of your contract and another half for you to come and wrestle. He's like, why would I do that when I could stay at home for the full amount? And he stayed at home. He stayed at home for the full amount. Why? Because it's about money.
Yeah.
This is not about anything else, folks. If it was, these guys wouldn't be jumping ship for bigger paydays.
Yeah, I don't know. They need to eventually replace Michael Cole. We love you, Michael.
We love you,
Michael, but one day...
Well, one day it's going to come.
I mean, you could be just like Jim Ross and just do it forever, and I'm fine with that. The day that Michael Cole goes... I'm going to have a hole in my heart because I love Michael Cole so much.
But eventually he has to be replaced.
JBL didn't work out. Mauro Ronaldo, you can't figure out that guy anymore.
It makes no sense.
I love Mauro Ronaldo. If he was on, it'd be a huge thing, but I get it. I don't know who else. Every time you get a decent commentator, they're gone.
Yeah, well, exactly. And then also, I'm just really disappointed that the
He was on with Pat McAfee on SmackDown. Is he on there with Byron and Corey Graves?
I think it's good. Yeah, you can look it up. I forget now. I'm trying to think because it's just I'm so read about it. I'm trying to think now. Now I'm blanking. Yeah, look it up right now. But
let's see here.
Byron. And Graves. Byron? Is it Byron? Okay, yeah. I mean, and that's. But here's the thing. We know the Lion's head. Byron's gone. He's gonna be fired. I'm serious. Byron, Byron, I'm gonna pay it right now. You're gonna be fired.
Yeah, I'd watch out, bro.
You're gonna be fired. You're gone, Byron. And I would start accounting right now, counting your investments and getting ready because it's coming. Because if Tom Phillips goes and Tom Phillips did nothing wrong, I'll put it this way: Byron and Tom Phillips, they're the same talent. They're not. Byron's not more talented than Tom. They're the same talent.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. So if you have the same talent, Byron, as Tom Phillips, you're not better than him. I'm sorry. You guys are equals, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be fired. I mean, because
at least he has his investments in Soul Glow You know?
Oh, it's
just
so
let
good.
your soul go.
Oh, Byron knows. Byron knows.
Yeah.
Byron knows. Soul Glow. He knows that joke. He knows that joke we
Yeah.
made to him. He knows. That I think he retweeted.
That's a funny way.
I think he retweeted it or something that when
that
we
was
talked to
good.
him. But yeah, Byron, you need to get your affairs in order because you're going to be fired. You need to see the lining in the sand of what's happening. But I'm sick and tired of these fans not calling out WWE. Like, especially with now people are starting to come around
Oh yeah.
to the Eva Marie stuff. At first, everybody, oh no, come on, Kyle, Malcolm. What are you talking? Now, everybody, oh, what's going on? Well, we tried to tell you that when she debuted.
Yeah.
It says like WrestleMania, I love you, bud, but you were acting like, oh, it's a great thing. And now you start, oh, we don't know what's going on. You should have said that from the get-go, that we didn't know what was going on.
WrestleMania, you're starting to bring in some negative commentary.
I don't understand why. And this is what I don't get.
I don't watch you for your opinion, man. I watch you because of your hard-hitting news sources.
Yeah, so we're going to see
first
where
reactions.
Yeah, we're going to see where it goes, but the fact that people are not up in arms about this Tom Phillips shows you that what's really the priority of the fans right now. And it's sad. We should not be we should be upset when people like Tom Phillips are let go.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, the thing is we can't change it.
No. But here's the thing. I hope AEW, because AEW is going to pick him up, and that's
fire the guy in the mask.
I don't understand why. I'm sorry.
Fire the guy in the mask.
I'm going to be honest.
Get
AEW.
Felipe. We need Felipe.
Yeah, Tom Phillips needs to fill that role. There you go. You got your commentator.
And then Chris Jericho, like, because that's why I keep saying Felipe. It's because Chris Jericho on the list. Chris Jericho can call him Felipe.
Yeah.
You're here on AEW, huh? Felipe.
Yep. But yeah, for Tom Phillips, we wish you the best. But me and Malcolm are.
Yeah, we bumped into you a few times at Access, and you were really sweet to us. And we always thought that you were long term for the company.
Yeah, and I'm sure you thought the same thing too. And this is travesty. Just know that fans like us are standing with you, and we are actually outraged.
Absolutely,
and like everybody should be, but we don't understand why they aren't.